Hello, good morning dear students. Welcome back to this new video. And this video is being made for class 7 students with a new lesson of English 1. Lesson number 8, A Midsummer Night's Dream, part 1. Dear students, this is new lesson. This is a part 1 of this lesson, and part 2 will be found as lesson number 9 there. And I'm revising I'm repeating. The name of the lesson is A Midsummer Night's Dream. My dear students, let me tell you, this is a very interesting story, actually interesting play, and actually it is an abstract of the world famous play of William Shakespeare, A Midsummer Night's Dream. So this is a fusion of romantic, tragedy and comedy of all this type of things. Okay, this is a fusion of this all things. So this video is going to be little longer. Please don't feel bored and have patience, and please do watch till the end to understand the play properly. So my dear students, let's begin the story. Before beginning the story, I just want to tell you, we find 9 characters in the story. Let me tell you the name of these characters. First, we find Aegeus. Second, Theseus. Third, Demetrius. Fourth, Lysander. Fifth, Hermia. Sixth, Helena. Seventh, Oberon. Eighth, Titania. And ninth, Puck. These are the main characters of the story. And this story is all about the actually conflict and confusion created by the fairy, okay, and how this confliction and this confusion was resolved by the intervention of the king. Actually, the story is about this thing. Anyway, without wasting much time, let me start this story. Once upon a time, in Athens, the capital city of Greece, there was a law, okay, and according to the law, father could put his daughter into death if she refused to marry the man of his choice. Okay, so this is the beginning of the story. There was a law in the land of Athens, okay, the capital city of Greece, that the law gave the right to the father to put his daughter into death if she refused to marry the man whom her father had chosen. So, but this law was rarely executed, because no father wants his daughter to be dead. That's why it's rarely, sometimes seldom executed, okay. But once it happened, one man came. The name of the man was an old man of Athens, whose name was Aegeus. He approached the duke of the land, Theseus, and he complained that his daughter Hermia refused to marry the man whom he had selected. That's why he wanted his daughter to put in death. Actually, the man wanted her daughter Hermia to marry the man whose name was Demetrius, a noble Athenian. But she refused. That's why Aegeus wanted this Hermia to put into death. That's why the duke called Hermia, and she was told everything. She was made understand this thing, and finally she was given ultimatum of 4 days. If she would not reconsider and she would not agree to marry the man whom her father had chosen, she would definitely be put into death. Okay, so she was given of ultimatum for 4 days. In 4 days, she will be put into death. But Hermia told the duke that Demetrius, the man whom her father had chosen, actually had offered love for her best friend Helena earlier, and at the same time she loved another young Athenian, Lysander. That's why she did not want to marry the man. But it was useless since the law was there, so she could do nothing, and even the duke also could do nothing. And finally she was given ultimatum of 4 days, and she was upset. She left the palace and she went and she met her lover Lysander, and she told everything. She explained either she must be ready to die, or either she must be ready to die, or Lysander must be ready to uh, break the relation with her. So Lysander was also upset. He was shocked, and he was actually perplexed what to do, what could he do. So there was problem for them, both of these people. But suddenly an idea struck in Lysander's mind. There was an aunt who lived outside of this Athens. So he told that they would go to there, since that is the outside of Athens, so the law could not be imposed there, and she would get married there. So immediately after that, they planned to meet the place where they used to meet, and they decided to have this thing. And this planning was told to Helena, Hermia's best friend. But Helena went and informed Demetrius, because Helena wanted Demetrius to marry her. That's why for this expectation she went and she informed all this planning to Demetrius. And before reaching the place, by Lysander and Hermia, Demetrius reached there earlier than Lysander and Hermia. And Demetrius reached there, and Helena also followed him. But my dear students, leave this thing here and we'll have to go to the another side. Another side means that place, the place where Lysander and Hermia decided to meet. That place, that was a tree, under the tree in a jungle. But that place was the haunt, or the place for the fairies for celebration. The king of the fairies, Oberon, and the queen of the fairies, Titania, along with their small fairies, they used to make celebration under the tree. But these days, Oberon and Titania, the king and the queen, their relationship was not good these days, because they had quarreled over a matter. And that matter was that there was a small boy, actually the small child, there was a child who was Titania's friend's son. So the king Oberon wanted the boy to be a page, to be an attendant, to be a servant, but Titania refused. That's why they had quarreled over the matter. That's why the little king was upset with the words of the queen, and he had decided to teach the queen Titania a lesson. So he was in the tree, and sitting there he called the little flower, little fairy, whose name was Puck. Puck was a mischievous fairy who liked to make prank on people, who liked to create confusion and conflict among people. So he called Puck, and he ordered Puck to bring the juice of this purple flower, whose name was that is love of idleness. So Oberon ordered Puck to bring that flower, juice of that flower. And the specialty of the juice of the flower is that if this flower's juice is put on the eyelids of anybody else, while sleeping, as soon as his or her first sight falls at anything, she or he will fall in love with that person. It doesn't matter what that person or what that thing may be. It may be an ape, it may be a donkey, it may be a monkey, it may be a lion, it may be a tiger, no matter. As soon as he or she wakes up, and as soon as his or her first sight falls into that object, at that object, she or he will fall into love with that thing. So Oberon wanted to teach that lesson. So Oberon was waiting in the tree, but at that time Demetrius and Helena arrived. There also Helena persuaded Demetrius, or Helena tried to persuade Demetrius to marry her, but this Demetrius rejected Helena with harsh words. So Demetrius left the place, and Helena also followed Demetrius. This whole thing was being observed by that king of the fairies, Oberon, from the top of the tree. That's why he felt pity on Helena. And when Puck arrived there, he ordered Puck to go and to search that stubborn young Athenian and to put the juice on his eyelid so that he will love Helena. But Puck must be sure that Helena is somewhere there nearby that person. So he ordered Puck to do that, and Oberon the king went to the cottage or the house of the Titania to just teach her a lesson to put that juice on her eyelid. And that side Puck went in search of Demetrius and Helena. But at the time, Lysander and Hermia also came there. They started crossing the jungle, but Hermia got tired, and Hermia and Lysander, both of them decided to take rest under the tree. Okay, and they decided to continue their journey in the next day. So Lysander slept under the tree, and a little farther Hermia also slept there. And while following Demetrius, Helena lost sight of Demetrius. So Demetrius disappeared, and Helena went in search of him, but he found Lysander sleeping under the tree. She found Lysander sleeping under the tree, but she could not see Hermia sleeping there. So she shook Lysander up, and she made Lysander wake up. But as soon as Lysander opened his eyes, he could see Helena in front of him. So due to the effect of that juice of the purple flower, he immediately after that started claiming undying love for Helena. Helena got shocked. That man was going to marry Hermia, and they were just going from here. But immediately after, by seeing me, again he is claiming undying love for me. So she reproached Lysander. She scolded Lysander, and she thought that Lysander must be playing some cruel joke on her. So she got angry. And she left the place. But Demetrius, without caring Hermia sleeping there, Demetrius also followed Helena. Demetrius also ran behind Helena, because this all thing happened due to the effect of that juice of that flower. Okay, it was put on Lysander's eyelid, so he opened his eyes, and first sight fell at Helena. That's why he started claiming undying love for Helena. Both of them went there, but still Hermia was sleeping under the tree. So my dear students, so this is the central idea of the play, and what it happens. We will find this answer in the next story, in the part 2 of the same lesson. So my dear students, please go through the book, try to understand, and just clear the role of each character. Okay, clear this all things, then only your play, the idea about the play will be clear. And my dear students, I hope you have understood it well. I tried my level best to make you know the play, and you please try by yourself also. And I will be giving you the written explanation also. At the same time, you will be given the meaning of the tough words also. And please do study, do read the book, do prepare for the examination. So I don't have much to tell you, as I have been always telling through such videos. So please study properly, and stay home, stay safe. That's all for the day. Let's see in the next video. Thank you for watching.